There are two main ways to edit your content in Descript: the script view and the timeline view. In the script, you just cut, copy, paste, and delete text, and it'll edit the underlying audio or video. And editing in the timeline works a lot like it does in other timeline editors. But wherever you edit, you're editing the same thing. The two views stay in sync. They're just different ways of looking at your content. So when to use which view? As a general rule, the script is great for basic edits because it's fast and intuitive, and the timeline is good for fine-tuning edits when you need to, which shouldn't be that much. So here we go. I'm going to delete this sentence, and now I'll listen back. Sounds great. Let's try another. This one doesn't sound so good, so we can tweak it in the timeline. I can go into the edit boundary here, and then I can just click and drag to adjust the trim. Now it sounds just right. The timeline also has a few features that you can't access through the script, like fades, crossfades, adjusting clip volume, and setting volume automation. Check out our video on mixing if you want a deeper explanation of those things. Descript is what you call a non-destructive editor. That means that when you delete stuff, we're actually keeping it around somewhere. All of your files are here in the media library, and you can pull them back in their unedited form if you need to. So these things over here in the sidebar, compositions we call them, they're not actually your files themselves, they're arrangements of your files. Say, for example, you've added 2 different files to this project with compositions for each. So I can copy some stuff from one, paste it into the other, and now I have 2 different files in this single composition. Now I can go down to the timeline, extend the clip I pasted, pulling in some additional words from the other file. That's an example of the power of non-destructive editing. Another example, say you delete all your ums and uhs using Descript's filler word detection, and then you want one back. Just go to the timeline and whoop, there it is, back. If you're dealing with a lot of source material, interviews for example, the way a lot of people like to work is to create a folder of compositions for their unedited source material, and then copy the bits that they like into their main story composition. But do whatever you want, that's just an example. One last thing about these two views, the script and timeline, you can click over here and change it so you can only see the script or you can only see the timeline.